Hey guys, welcome to episode number 116 of Latino Vegano, and I'm your host Roger. For today, I'm going to be talking about vegan permaculture. One of our followers requested us to talk about this topic and what's permaculture and how that aligns to veganism. So I named this a new real sustainable concept. So we're going to be talking about permaculture, and we're going to be talking also from a vegan standpoint. So let's do it. Yeah, well, first of all, I always want to say thank you guys for your comments, for your feedback. And this was one of those topics that was brought up to us through our channel, through our YouTube channel. And the topic was permaculture. They wanted us to talk a little bit more about it. And I think it was a really good topic to discuss because it's quite a few new trends, and I want to be able to kind of talk and inform for the ones that are not familiar with. And at the same time, I wanted to give me my point of view from a vegan's perspective. I'm going to be doing this episode in Spanish as well. So for those, for the Spanish speakers, don't worry, I'll be doing a version of the same video in Spanish. I'm just releasing this English version first. So what are we going to be talking about? So first, we're going to be talking about the traditional permaculture. What is it? What's this philosophy standpoint? You want to call it philosophy? What is it? The techniques, the strategies. What is some of the concept behind permaculture? What is some of the type of the system that permaculture is? So we want to talk about the traditional permaculture. I'm going to be also speaking about now the new concept, which is the vegan permaculture. Within those, the vegan permaculture, I'm going to be talking about is they aligned to veganism, permacultures, or if there's any difference, what is the benefit of vegan permaculture versus the traditional, and things in that nature. So I'm going to be discussing those two. And then on the third point, I'm going to be giving you guys some links and some resources that you can actually go and find some good information from channels to websites to document it and so on and so forth. So I'm giving you guys some resources so you can get some more information on the topic. So before I even go further with this conversation, thank you guys for always subscribing and liking these videos and give us an opportunity. You know that every time you give us a like or you subscribe to our podcast and our YouTube channel, you give us guys an opportunity to reach to more people, which is what we love to do. All right, so what is permaculture? Because a lot of people might not know that term. The ones that do, they're familiar with it. But what is permaculture, right? So permaculture comes from the word permanent and then culture. So that's a little bit of a hint there. So easy way to say it. So it comes from that permanent culture. But at the end of the day, the founders of permaculture, which is Bill Mollison and Mr. David Holmgren, they came up with this basic definition, which is it's a design system for both sustainable land use and sustainable living, right? So another definition is ecological design system, right? It's a set of design principles centered around whole system thinking, like simulating or directly utilizing the patterns and realizing features observed in natural ecosystems, right? So when we talk about permaculture, it basically is a system that is designed with some principles and some techniques for creating a better living. And that includes, not using a set of pesticides when you're farming, reusing things from your environment, and try to be a little bit more minimalistic, but at the same time, conserving the environment. These two gentlemen, they noticed that the environment thrives out of nature, right? So basically, as you have a jungle, the jungle has everything they need to survive. The animals there that live in that ecosystem survive with what they see around. They got sunlight, they got water, they got food, all different sort of things. So he was noting that the human being were probably the biggest contributors to destroying our planet. So what this gentleman decided to think is like, how can we as humans integrate ourselves in this system, in this environment, utilizing what the environment provides to us instead of trying to add something that is not even natural. So in that saying, they created this culture or permaculture, or they said they created this type of principles and design. He was originally developed to help farmers and gardeners design systems that can produce food and other necessities within a minimum of outsized input, such as fertilizers and pesticides. In the last few decades, permaculture has been expanded and adapted to a wide range of uses, including building designs, community planning, and ecosystem restoration. It is based on a set of design principles which can be used to solve a wide variety of design problems. Permaculture is a system of agriculture and social design that seeks to use the principles of nature to create a sustainable human community. It's based on a series of design principles that can be used to design systems that are solidity and resilience. So all these different concepts basically says that all these set of systems, principles, and that these gentlemen studied for many years, and they them the society so everybody can benefit out of it and then utilize them to have a more sustainable way of living. And that includes not only from the house you build, but the way you, all this different family, the way you plant your crops. So all these different things are being included in the set of principles and concepts that allows people that follow these principles to have a more sustainable living. So permaculture has about 3 ethics. They cannot rely on these 3 ethics, right? So they have 3 ethics and 12 principles in what permaculture is implied. So they have earth care, people care, and then fair share. Those are the 3 main ethics when we're talking about permaculture, right? And then the 12 ethics, we talk about our 12 ethics from a permaculture standpoint, right? We have them listed right here. So we have observe and interact, cache and store energy, obtain and shield, apply self-regulation and set feedback, produce no waste, use renewable resources and services, design from pattern to detail, integrate rather than segregate, use small and slow solutions, use and value diversity, use edge and value the marginal, creatively use and respond to change. So basically that's how you sum up permaculture, right? You have ethics and then you have some principles. So you follow all these principles and then you should be able to have a more sustainable way of living from their perspective, right? So all these 12 principles allow them people to have a more sustainable way of living and techniques that benefits them at the end. It was really developed to help farmers and gardeners design systems that can produce food and other necessities with a minimum of outside input such as fertilizers, pesticides. So by you reusing, your waste, your crops, what nature is giving you, it allows you to have a more sustainable way of living. And at the same time, you reduce pollution, you reduce a lot of things. So in a nutshell, that's the benefit, or that's what permaculture is. It's a group of principles, a set of rules, allows you to have a more sustainable way for communities, with different rules, different techniques that you can follow and use right away to benefit you or people that are in the situation. So when you decided to live a permacultural life, you kind of move from the pattern of the regular day, the fertilizer, you move to a more organic, more natural way of living. But here's where the disconnect comes when it comes to like veganism, right? Because there is a little bit of a disconnect there from a veganism standpoint, because vegan permaculture is a way of living that combines veganism and permaculture. So that's where the question is. So what is vegan permaculture? So that's how we combine those two concepts, right? You combine what is the ethics of veganism, and then you also combine all the techniques, the system that the permacultures bring, and you combine those two. Because what I notice is in the permaculture, they don't talk about animal exploitation. They don't talk about reducing or eliminating the consumption of animal. They don't speak about that part of it, right? So that ethical part of it is not even listed when we can talk about permaculture. So they still consume animal, right? They use animals as, in most cases, it's not all cases, they use animals as part of as commodity. So we as vegan, we focus a lot on what the animal exploitation part of veganism is, along with health and our love with the planet. So yes, we truly believe in a sustainable way of living, and we truly believe in also in a better health. But we at the same time, we believe in not hurting animals, right? And that's what permaculture, the traditional permaculture, is missing. Is that key component that integrates or allows you to feel at the same time, you feel compassion for others, sentient beings, and that's what is missing right there. Veganism is a practice of not hurting any animal or not consuming any animal byproduct or product. And permaculture is the design system which seeks to integrate humans dwelling into the natural environment. So we don't see that integration in what we call permaculture. So here's where this new concept comes to place, right? Now you have vegan permaculture that integrates the same techniques or the same permaculture brings, those rules and ethics that permaculture bring, and then now you put in the ethics of veganism, and now you could have a better new concept, which definitely help even more than what we are doing. So here's why I say that is permaculture and veganism aligned. So standpoint, from the traditional standpoint, I would say no. Permaculture does not align directly with veganism when it comes to the way they see animals. So there's a advantage there. There's not an alignment there. However, we do agree with a better world, with a better planet. So we definitely align. We definitely agree on that concept. We definitely agree with a better health and less pollution, more health. But there's a disconnect when it comes down to permaculture when they're talking about what they're referring to, the way they see animal, which is why this new concept of vegan permaculture combine those two. So animals, planet, and human is what veganism stand for, and then earth, people, and fair share is what basically the ethics that permaculture stand for. So we do align with earth, we do align with people, and we would love for it like fair share, but it has to be fair share for all of them too. It has to be a fair share for everyone. Animals have to have a fair share as well. It's not just fair share for human. So the fair share part or concept should apply for every single sentient being and not just for humans. So that's where we see a disalignment there. And we definitely would like to incorporate more or push more, or even permaculture, traditional permaculture, to follow more of a vegan permaculture, because it allows you to think outside and see different aspects of this lifestyle. Now, I have two references here. I got the veganpermaculture.org, and it said that vegan permaculture is bringing together the ethics of veganism with the insight and design processes of permaculture. End quote there, right there. So I got that little quote from veganpermaculture.org. That's going to be one of the references that I highly suggest you guys checking out. It's a really nice interview, about 2 or 3 minutes, that talks about the difference between permaculture and the vegan permaculture, which is great. And then now we got brothers like Jonathan, which he has his own channels, My Vegan Permaculture World, where he speaks about how he downsizes. So it's highly recommend that video as well. He downsized it or upgraded depending on perception you see it. But he went to and now he has his own vegan permaculture farm, and then at the same time he has his house where he talks a little bit about this, and he said the following. So I quote this: "I'm doing my own compost without any manure. Actually, I'm using only plant-based materials like kitchen scraps, leaves, branches, and so on. You just have to find the proper balance of nutrients." So he's actually following the permaculture concept and principles and insight and design in his own environment, but he's following from a vegan perspective. So there's already people following this concept, which is great, because now we can see that we have people that are aligned with permaculture, but not from the traditional perspective. Now they want to integrate vegan into it, because it takes you even to another level, in my opinion. So the way that I want to end this is that vegan permaculture is a new concept that combines a vegan mindset with a traditional permaculture processes and design. As vegan, we want to bring awareness and build a fair and truly sustainable ecosystem, not just for humans, but for animals and the planet. That's what I was telling guys. That we want to be able to combine these two concepts and create something even greater. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about us, right? It's not just about humans. That's bias. That's called speciesism. We wanna focus about everybody in this ecosystem. We require everyone in this ecosystem to make this thing work. Bees have a very important animal in our ecosystem, and they're dying. We're getting rid of bees in a lot of countries, and they're important for our ecosystem. So that's why a concept like permaculture combined with veganism that we think about animals is a perfect combination. That's why I call it a new concept. It's a new concept with a real sustainable, because it's not just sustainable for humans, but it's also sustainable for the entire sentient being, including animal. So here's some links. I want to end this with some links and some resources that you guys want to check it out. You have a lot more information. You got veganpermaculture.org, like I just mentioned. You got the permaculture coolyourblogspot.com. You got the vegan permaculture world on YouTube. Highly recommended Jonathan's channel. You have a lot of really good stuff out there. And then you got there's a permaculture documentary out. And then I got a couple other websites there that you guys can check out and reference. If you have any other resources, please let me know. All right, let me know what you guys think. I would love to hear what you guys have to say about this topic. What is your point of view when it comes down to permaculture? What do you guys think that we can align? You guys think that this could be a permaculture and a vegan permaculture, or should all permacultures, the traditional way, should become vegan? Like, what is your guys' point of view? I would love to hear what you guys think and what you guys comments about. Let me know if you would like to hear more topic like this, and I'll see you guys in the next one. So see you guys. Thank you.